We are your everyday teachers who work 9 to 5 to teach your children the tools to become outstanding human beings. I am a nurse, and my job is to protect and save you.
I am one of New York's finest.
I'm a working, concerned mom. I can't be there every minute. I don't want my child bullied.
I am a champion, and I want to be remembered as the greatest of all time. We are united under one banner, Tiger Showman's Mixed Martial Arts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final main card bout. 3 4-minute rounds of mixed martial arts, 185-pound weight limit in the middleweight division. The bout sponsors are Everlast and East Coast MMA Fight Shop. Controlling the action in the middle of the ring is Big Dan Mergliata. Introducing, first from the blue corner, out of Team Crazy 88, BJJ and Lloyd Irvin. He is trained by Jason Farrell. Wearing the white shorts, he weighed in at 185 pounds. From Elkridge, Maryland, welcome please, Aung Nsang. And across the ring, he's ready for action out of the red corner, out of Tiger Schulman's MMA, trained by Tiger Schulman. Wearing the Tiger shorts, he weighed at 184 3/4 pounds. From Queens, New York, welcome please, Uriah Primetime Hall.
All right, Primetime Hall looking to get back in that win column. So he's always a very intense fighter, a lot of fun watching him.
Oh yeah, and expect him to come out really fierce in the very beginning of this round. I think that if he wants to do it at all, he wants to do it quick.
You know, Uriah Hall, if the other fights had went his way, he might have been in the UFC. So, and right now we've got immediate going to the ground here, and we'll see how Nsang's guard is. Aung
Nsang.
Okay, I'll take your word for that, Peter.
I'm interested to see Hall work from here. I really didn't think he was going to go for the takedown right away.
Well, you know what? People see Uriah Hall as a bomber, but I'll tell you what, he's got a good ground game. I believe that he won a Naga tournament at one time also. So he's definitely got a ground game.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I just thought that he'd be going for the takedowns a little later in the round after he had a chance to work.
Oh. Nsang looking to wrap up. He's going for that armbar, but Uriah Hall smartly stands up, clears his arm, does a little ground and pound.
A very good posture by Hall, because Song's doing a lot of little things to try and break him down, and just not working out for him. Hall's very good at maintaining his position here and working some shots.
Absolutely, you could tell Nsang, is pretty active in the guard there. And Uriah Hall landed some shots, so those are what you need to score those points.
This is a good way by Hall to try and break his opponent's will. Among other things, like we were saying, conventionally you'd think that Song's one shot would be on the ground, and Hall takes him right there, starts pounding on him, makes the place he wants to be feel like the place that he doesn't want to be. That's a good way to dominate a guy later on.
Oh, and Nsang had better improve his position because he's taking some big shots. And referee Dan Mergliata is taking a look. You can't eat that many punches on the ground.
Yeah, those ones up the middle, like a lot of people look at the big hooking ones, but your arms tend to get in the way if you're working a good guard game. If it comes right up the middle and hits you in the face, that's almost as big, it's sometimes even bigger than a punch standing up landing flush.
Absolutely. And Uriah Hall looking pretty good right now in Nsang's guard. Not really looking to pass, just looking to land those punches.
In a lot of ways, this is a big statement by Hall, just saying no fear of this man's guard.
And Nsang out of Crazy 88 BJJ, he's got a ground game. This is technically where he wants to be, but Uriah Hall fighting the other man's fight right now and winning.
Well, if you look at the way Hall's working him, his posture, the way that he's working strikes every time Nsang tries to do something to disrupt his posture, putting his head but not his shoulders against the fence, so he's crushed, but he can't use it to try and wall walk and move his position. There's a Hall just expert at grinding a man out like that. I am very impressed. I didn't know Hall was this good at that particular aspect of the game.
Right, and Nsang with that, high guard, he definitely, thinking about the arm bar, the triangle, he's thinking about things, but Hall not giving him anything right now.
Now Nsang now has his shoulders against the fence. He might try and rock back, and it looks like he's not going to. Yeah, forget I said anything on that.
You know what? It's tough now thinking about the Kimura there. I tell you, when your back is against the fence like that, it's tough to get the leverage on a lot of submissions.
This is a bad place to be. Oh!
And Uriah Hall with a flurry there. High kick attempt by Nsang. Oh!
That was a big finish for Hall there.
Big finish. Hall was looking for that spinning kick, but he was a little too close, but he's looking real good. Uriah Hall.
All right, that was the first round.
He really wanted to punctuate that round. Not sure if that was enough for a 10-8, but it was probably close enough that...
Scheduled for 3, round 2.
And let's take a look at the replay. Oh, that's a takedown immediately by Uriah Hall, and landing some vicious punches up the middle, as you mentioned, Peter.
That's the lovely Jen from Bone Breaker.
Peter Lampisoni did a great write-up on a breakdown of these fights. What's your website, Peter?
That's uscombatsports.com. uscombatsports.com. Nice plug, Gar.
Well, you know what? You did a great write-up on Lou Neglia's Ring of Combat. So definitely, you know what? The East Coast kind of sometimes underrepresented in the world of MMA because New York is not even legal. And we do what we can here to support the sport on the East Coast. All right, we get set for round number 2.
Well, Nsang kind of has a smile on his face for a guy who just lost the first round terribly. Good to know that he keeps his composure at least.
Nice leg kick by Nsang, and then an answer back with a head kick attempt by Uriah Hall. Oh, Uriah Hall. Nsang is smiling, but he won't be smiling long with those shots. Uriah Hall looking really comfortable in this fight.
Yeah, the way Nsang is fighting, it's ambidextrous. He finds himself switching a lot. It's kind of interesting to look at it.
You know, a couple of schools of thought on that one. You know, I train with Team Renegade, Anthony Sansonetti. He's like, you know, it's tough enough to just master one side. You should really stick with it. But some guys definitely like to switch it up, back and forth, righty-lefty.
Oh yeah, and that tends to be a thing coming out of if anyone's base was an Asian martial arts. Oh, that was a very nice catch. He turned his leg into that leg kick, caused it to ramp up right into his hand for the kick catch, and then just textbook takedown. Again, Hall's been just doing a fantastic job with his clinch and groundwork, something that we were not expecting to be his strongest point here.
No, you would think he'd want to stay on the feet, but like I said, you know, underrated ground game here by Uriah Hall, and he's pretty much having his way on the feet and on the ground here against Aung Nsang. Nsang looking for that guillotine, but he doesn't really have the leverage on it. Let it go.
Looks like he's just looking more for a way to try and disrupt Hall long enough to cut an angle on him from his guard.
Yeah, Hall turning with him though. Whichever way Nsang is going, Hall is right there, so he's keeping a good base inside that guard. Nsang again wants to bring those legs up, but Hall's not giving him any room to do that.
Yeah, again, Hall is, and this is one of those things that it's almost difficult to appreciate just from the camera when you're looking at it, because it's so small. Hall's basically defeating his man's ground game just with posture here. one of those things that has to be a little disheartening for Nsang after having some great submission victories, and now sitting here, sitting in full guard, a place where you think he'd want to be, and just not being able to get anything done.
Yep, and referee Dan Mergliotta stands them up. Hall's throwing those kicks nice and high. You know, Nsang's doing a good job of just getting out of the way of those.
Yes, Nsang's been very good with his range so far, sort of mitigating those kicks, but he really, even though he's been more active standing up, he hasn't really had a chance to land anything really. So if they're both not landing terribly flush, then the man with the more impressive strikes, Hall, is going to be getting the better of that.
Hall has the height, reach, and power advantage here, so it's a tough situation for Nsang. Uriah Hall out of Tiger Schulman, MMA.
A real staple, and you could hear the crowd getting behind him. One thing that Tiger Schulman always brings is fans to put in the seats.
Absolutely. Oh man, Hall mixing it up, knees, punches.
Hall's been very good, and like we were talking about his ground game, we didn't even mention even in the first round, Hall's been very good at just like off the breaks, just landing clean shots.
Nice spinning kick at the end by Nsang. You know, this kid is in the fight, and you know, he's in with a very powerful man, and he's holding his own in there.
Oh, he's definitely holding his own. I'm impressed by both men and everything they've been able to do here, but Nsang is in a situation right now where he knows he has to finish against a man who's going to be very difficult for him to finish fighting the way he has so far. So I wish I could hear his corner right now, because they have to be talking about some serious adjustments.
And we watched the replay, trading some knees, and then, you know, right after the knee, a little short right hand by Uriah Hall.
Yeah, that's something that Hall's done very well, just every time there's a break, and that's so important for both scoring points and really just hurting an opponent, because that's such a vulnerable spot right off the break from the clinch. When you get hit from that, it's a place where, like, no matter how often you fight, mentally you think you're safe, and then bam, a shot off the break tends to really mess someone up mentally.
Here we go.
Final round. You hear Peter Neglia saying, "Here we go, and let's do this." Referee Big Dan Mergliotta. Hall lands first in this round with a kick. Nice sprawl by Uriah Hall.
And now Nsang sort of voluntarily gave up on that, saw that he was getting sprawled out on.
Yeah, Nsang quickly diving to get away from a potential big shot.
That was interesting, because it was a kick that was going to land flush on his face while he was on the ground. If he didn't get out of that, it might have behooved him to take it. He would have gotten the disqualification win. Hall definitely looking to work some unorthodox kicks. He wants to put on a show.
Right, he's having some fun in there.
Those leg kicks, we didn't get to see him too much in the earlier rounds, and only landed 2 flush, but they've both been pretty perfect.
Another nice little spin kick there by Nsang. But, you know, not really the kind of power that's going to be a factor against Uriah Hall. But like I said, you know, he's in the fight, he's trying, and you know, now they just trade some kicks.
Going back and forth with the kick, sort of blood sport-esque there.
Yeah, and you know, Nsang is not intimidated at all.
The problem right now is Nsang's hanging in there. He's not intimidated, but he's sort
there
of.
It is. Okay, and Big Dan stops it. You know, Uriah Hall could have went into attack mode. He landed a big shot, and Big Dan Mergliotta took a look at Nsang and decided, no, you know what? He's had enough.
Yeah, Nsang was back up physically, at least to his knees, but mentally just didn't look in there. And Dan Mergliotta, veteran ref, saw it as soon as he looked at him, as soon as he caught him in the eye.
Yeah, let's watch that replay. And that was just a missed kick. I think this is the big shot coming up. That's where they traded some kicks. Oh, and this. Oh, I thought that was the big right hand. That was another big right hand. There
That
it
was
is.
the one that did it, straight down the pipe.
Yeah, you know, Nsang was a little bit out of it. I tell you what, you know. Now, I'll tell you something. It's very dangerous sometimes. Peter Neglia. I'll come back to my point.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute and 44 seconds of the third round, winner by knockout, he came out of the red corner, Uriah Primetime Hall. Uriah Hall out of Tiger Schulman's MMA, trained by Tiger Schulman, our bout winner. Congratulations from our bout sponsor on behalf of Everlast, Greg Baldwin, and his lovely wife, Wendy, Greg Marketing Executive, and Dylan from East Coast MMA Fight Club, Fight Shop out of Rockville Center, Long Island, our bout sponsors, and our bout winner, Uriah Hall, with his trainer, Tiger Schulman.
Big right hand by Uriah Hall ends this fight.
Now that was, he couldn't have hit that more perfectly, just came straight down the pipe, knocked his man out, does a little XMA maneuver at the end in celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen.